Have you ever really stopped to wonder what it takes to live a long, and I mean really long, and happy life? We're so focused on data and diet and all that stuff, but what if the real secrets, the actual wisdom, comes from people who've watched an entire century go by? Well, today we're going to find out by listening to them.
So, what is it? What's the big secret? Is it something you eat? Is it all in your genes? Or could it be something else entirely, something you can't really measure, like your mindset or the people you surround yourself with? We're going to dig into that question through the incredible lives of 3 people who've made it past 100.
All right, first things first, let's meet our guides. And these aren't just names on a page, they're real people with incredible histories, amazing personalities, and just so many insights from over 10 decades on this planet. Okay, first up, meet Clifford Crosser. He's 101, and his sense of humor is just brilliant. He's been retired for 38 years, and he actually jokes that he's been legally stealing money from the government. But behind that wit, you can tell there's this really deep, practical way of looking at life and getting older. For Clifford, it's not simple. Aging is just math. He looks at the number 101 and thinks, yep, that's a number. It's not some kind of wall you hit. His whole philosophy is just carry on, live your day, and hey, maybe have a glass of whiskey now and then, even if the doctor says maybe not. Next, we have the wonderful Amelia Teresa Harper, who's 103. She's originally from Czechoslovakia, and she has this belief that the number 3 is her lucky charm. And honestly, when you look at her life, it's kind of hard to argue with her on that one. You see, Amelia's secret seems to be this natural joy she finds in being active and being with people. It's not complicated stuff. It's talking with people, going shopping. She's always found her happiness by just engaging with the world right in front of her.
And our final guide is John Dennerly, who is 102 and a half. He was in the Royal Air Force during the war, and he saw the whole thing more as an adventure. And his other big passion? Staying up all night listening to jazz on the radio. A man after my own heart.
Now get this. Even though John is 102, he says he feels 79. I mean, that's a 23-year gap between the calendar and how he feels inside. It's just such a powerful reminder that age is as much about your spirit as it is about the number of birthdays you've had. So if there's one big thing, one thread that connects all these amazing stories, it's got to be mindset, right? It's not just about stacking up the years. It's about living them happily. And it really seems like having an attitude of happiness is the real foundation.
For John, happiness is something you can literally taste and feel. It's the smell of bread he still bakes himself. It's the memory of fresh vegetables he picked from his family's garden. This connection to simple, real pleasures seems to have kept him grounded and content his whole life.
And it's the same for Amelia. She gets so much joy just from her memories. She talks about climbing the Sigiriya Tower in Sri Lanka, which is, by the way, almost 200 meters high. For her, a life full of experiences becomes this deep well of happiness she can draw from anytime. It really shows how our past can fuel our present.
But, it's not all just in your head. Another huge piece of the puzzle is connection. So this next part is all about the impact of love, of partnership, and also the heartbreak that you just can't avoid when you live for a century.
Amelia was married for 54 years. She's very clear. She wanted a handsome man with a good character, and she says she got both. But listen to what she says next. That people today give up too easily. That really points to this powerful belief she has in commitment, and actually working through the hard stuff together.
And John's take on his own marriage is just fascinating. He saw himself as a total optimist, but his wife, he said she was a pessimist, and he thinks that's exactly why they got on so well. It's such a great reminder that being a perfect match doesn't always mean being exactly the same.
Of course, living a long life doesn't mean you're spared from deep, deep pain. John talks about losing one of his newborn twins, and he calls it the saddest part of his life. His words, "The wound heals, but you always remember." They just show that resilience isn't about forgetting. It's about learning to carry that loss with you.
Okay, so what can the rest of us actually learn from these incredible lives? In this section, we're going to try and boil down all their experiences into some timeless, practical advice for all of us, no matter how old we are.
Regret can be a really powerful teacher. And Amelia's one big, lingering regret, it isn't some huge career mistake or a bad investment. It's a small moment. She still feels bad about not going with her father when he drove a really long way just to pick her up from school. It's just such a powerful lesson, isn't it? To cherish our people while we have them.
So when you put all their wisdom together, it really comes down to this. Be good to people. Respect them. Help others whenever you can. It'll come back to you. Listen to your parents. Don't be too proud to ask for help when you need it. And if you find that right person, commit. It's not rocket science, but these are simple, powerful truths for a good life, backed by literally centuries of experience.
All right, so as we start to wrap this up, let's think about the ultimate takeaway. What's the one guiding idea that can help us on our own journey, however long it may be?
John lives by this motto he borrowed from an old Scottish comedian. It's so simple, but so powerful. Keep right on to the end of the road. It's really just a call to keep going, to persevere, to stay optimistic, and just keep moving forward no matter what life throws at you.
And that really leaves us with one last big question. After hearing these stories of resilience and love and finding joy in simple things, you can't help but think about your own life. If you were lucky enough to live to be 100, what lessons would you have to share? What will your story be?